All right, here we are. We're at McGaughys. We got McGaughys' dog joining us. He wanted to be in the vlog. So we've got the brand new AT4X AEV GMC sitting here, and previously I tried to fit some 37s underneath it. They were really tight, not to my liking, but the original plan was always to put a 4-inch kit underneath it. McGaughys has a terrific 4-inch kit, which has a lot of value because this truck already has a factory 2-inch kit. You can't really take it up any higher. So the reality is to go the next step to a true 4-inch kit. Let me show you real quick here underneath. This factory 2-inch kit already has some angles to the CV shafts and the tie rods and what have you. That's how they get the 2 inches of lift. They basically, raise the height of the factory suspension. They do have some positives of, products that they made from GM, which it's a great kit. It's a great setup. There's nothing wrong with it if you're gonna keep it stock. If you have one of these trucks, run it, rock it, and enjoy it. I wanted to go a little bit taller because I wanted to attitude to different ride height, and I wanted to run a set of 38 1350 by 18s. These are the Nitto Ridge Grapplers, really nice tire. I used them on my previous truck, had really great success out of them. They are a good off-road tire, but have great on-road characteristics. Since this truck is not an all-out off-road rig, it's gonna be driven more daily use, towing, and then going off on the dirt to go to a favorite camping site, maybe tow a trailer off-road out to the desert. This was a tire of my choice. I just really enjoyed this tire. So Nitto Ridge Grappler, great tire. We're running it on this truck. It's a 38 1350, like I said. And on this setup that we're gonna do a 4-inch kit, we are gonna stay with the factory AEV Salta wheels. Now these wheels are a positive 32 offset, which equals 6.28 inches of backspace. They're an 18 by 9, really great wheel. A lot of people like to try to buy these secondhand because they fit really well on these trucks to fit a larger size tire because of how far they go in. But because they have such a heavy backspace on them, I need to accommodate to bring them out just a little bit to make sure they fit on this lift kit. So I ordered up a custom set of wheel spacers, which we'll show those when we go to install them. And then we also, with that said, I ordered up a set of ET style lugs. Those are extended style lugs, which basically have a shank that goes inverted into the wheel that basically grabs more thread because we have a wheel spacer on it. So that's just how we're setting this all up. We'll go into more details when we get to that point. This video is gonna be basically a vlog of installing the lift kit. It's not gonna be like a DIY step-by-step, but I will give you some pro tips and what have you. We have Dylan McGaughys that's gonna be helping install this kit. I'm gonna assist him with it, and between himself and myself, we're gonna basically throw out some hints and stuff like that. So if you're trying to do one of these kits in your driveway, hopefully we can answer some really simple questions to make your life go, make the install go simpler for yourself in your driveway. Or if you're a shop, maybe you'll get some hints on how to install it because we're installing it at McGaughys Suspension, the factory, the facility, and Junior, Dylan McGaughys, is gonna be installing it for me. So what better to have it installed is by a McGaughys. Dylan McGaughys is gonna help me install this kit, and I can't wait to tear into it. All right, so we got the truck on the lift. We've already got a bunch of the suspension components taken off of it. Dylan's already hard at work, and he's got pretty far already with it. So take a quick look here. We've got the upper control arms out of the way. We got the lower control arms. We've got CV shafts, the spindles. Everything is out of the way so we can start prepping stuff. Last thing is we're gonna pull the differential out. And one tip, here's one of those tips that I wanna tell people about, is that right here, if you come in here, you're gonna see this section of the differential from factory is raw metal, okay? It's cast metal, but it's still raw, and this can and will rust. We'll get surface rust on it. So while this diff is out, we're going to tape it off, and this side is aluminum, this won't rust, but we're gonna shoot some black on this area here so it looks a lot nicer. And then while we also have it out, the other thing that we're going to hit is gonna be, well, I don't know where you put it, but the CV shafts, because those also need, when we get to, oh yeah, they're right here. Let's come check them out. So already, this is a brand new truck. It's got about 1,200 miles on it, and already surface rust. So we're gonna clean this all up, and we're gonna tape this off and paint it black, nice satin black. So right there, you guys that have these brand new trucks, ask the shop that is doing your install to take a little bit more time and clean and prep and paint these, also the differential. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but it just, when the truck is lifted even that much higher, you can see underneath it, and these are an eyesore. Especially after a year from now, these are gonna get really, really bad and look, you know, just horrible. So put a little extra time into this and get your shop to do this. And if you're a shop, ask your clients, the truck owner, if they want that upgrade. Paint these, it looks so much better. All right, so we unboxed all the parts, unwrapped them, and we have them laid out on a moving blanket. I want to show you guys what this is going to consist of, what we're installing. So right here is all the parts that are laid out. Now, the kit comes with everything that you need, and you're going to see here that there's no shocks. That's because my truck is an AT4X that has the multi-matic shocks that we're going to reuse with this 4-inch kit. If you don't have an AT4X and you have a regular AT4, a Denali, regular 2500 or 3500, you're gonna get shocks with the kit. So again, no shocks because of that reason, but let's go over everything. So you have your 4-inch cross member. Let me slide in there real quick. And real quick here, right here, bolt to bolt, 4 inches, and it's straight up and down because there's no track width gain on this kit. Okay, so no poke or anything that added to this. There's a 4-inch drop right here. This is the front cross member, just a standard satin black, real nice with a stainless polished little badge there. You have the rear cross member back here. Okay, you got your diff drops. That's going to drop down your differential. You have your front skid plate that is going to be the protection for your front differential pumpkin. You have your non-torsion bar drop brackets that get bolted to the lower control arms. That now is the new position where the actual hex of the torsion bar is going to go in place. You have your front spindles, and these are obviously a taller lifted spindle, or some people call them a knuckle, but that's where your hub goes into your brake assembly. That, you know, is your front steering. You have extended sway bar end links. And then over here, we've got some hardware. And this plate right there, that is the template that is included in the kit, which you'll notice is metal. It's not paper. So the significant of that is that when we get to the point of doing the modification to the frame, this gets laid over it and it bends. You use these two holes to line up on the frame, you bend it over, and you have a direct, actually it's gonna bend this way, you have a direct 1-to-1 ratio of exactly where it needs to be cut and relieved. So it makes it really easy and nice, especially for a do-it-yourselfer for the first time and they're just not sure. And then over here, we've got U-bolts and we have blocks. These are an 1.75 inch rear block, okay? 4 inches up front, 1.75 inches in the rear. Now let's just say you're the type of guy that wants to add a little bit more rake back to the truck because you don't want it sitting exactly dead nuts level because you tow or whatever the case is. You want a little bit of rake. Okay, cool. So in the kit, it comes with these 2 leaf spring center pins. And when you're building the truck, if you want, you can add a little bit rear height by putting in 1 or 2 shims, which these are 1/4 inch thick, and you can stack 2 of them to equal a 1/2 inch, and that will then get pushed through the leaf spring pack, and then the nut goes on top of the leaf spring, holds all of this together in the leaf spring pack. These do not go on top of the block. They do go on top of the block, but through the center pin and come all into one now of the leaf spring pack, and then the block is gonna go like the center pin right there like that. So for the people that are always wondering, oh, do these shims get stacked on top of the block? No, they don't get stacked on top of the block. They actually go through the center pin, through the leaf spring pack, and come all into one unit as a leaf spring, and then they go into the block. Much safer, and this is just basically to makes it all into one as the leaf spring. So that is how we adjust the rear ride height. And because I wanted them, we are upgrading to the McGaughys upper control arms. I'm gonna be sitting at 4 inches of ride height, so it is not mandatory that I run upper control arms. I could have kept with the factory ones, but since we were going this far, doing this much work, I went ahead and opted to go with the new upper control arms. We also have some billet ball joint caps that are satin black that are gonna go in there. And although these stainless polished, they're real like a mirror finish. These are stainless. These are real nice. And then also the one that's on top of the cross member there, that's real nice too. But we're gonna keep it like that for now. But I also did pick up another set of those. And when we get back home, I'll send them off to the powder coater. And I think I'm gonna get these powder coated to match the color of my truck, the silver. And then we'll just replace them out and go from there. But this is everything that we're installing on the truck to kind of give you guys an understanding of it. And soon enough, we'll have some more footage of it going on the truck. You'll be able to see how it all looks. Okay, I know one of the big stress points is, do I have to cut my frame to install this lift kit? The answer is yes, and I'm gonna show you why and what you have to cut. Come on with me. Okay, right here we have the four-wheel drive front differential, and you have the factory frame where it goes to the cross member. There is absolutely no wizardry that is available in the engineering department to allow this differential to move down 4 inches while keeping this frame in place. They just simply collide, and there's no way to make that work. So the cool thing about the McGaughys kit is that it comes with a metal template that will position off of these bolt holes and then wrap around the frame to give you a 1-to-1 ratio of where to scribe your marking to cut, and it will allow you to cut with just feeling comfortable that you're cutting enough and not having any issues with it, because obviously a lot of times it's their first, people are installing this, it's their first time, or maybe you're a shop and you just want to make it more streamlined. That template will help. We'll come back around once this is cut and the differential is in the new position, drop down for the lift kit, and show you what it looks like, so you can get a little bit better understanding of what has been repositioned and where it collides together and why it has to be cut. But nothing to be afraid of. This is a really standard cut. Again, like I said, there's no way around it. So there's no manufacturer that can physically say that they do not require any cut, no cutting at all. Every kit, 4-inch kit, 5-inch kit that's on the market has to cut. So there's no way around it. I just want to point that out. Don't be afraid of it. It's a brand new truck. It's totally fine. Great template. You'll mark it and we'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something that is a really big pet peeve of mine. I've kind of already discussed it or mentioned it earlier in the video, but stock CV shafts and some of the other components underneath these trucks when they're brand new, GM ships them and they're raw, okay? And this truck right now only has about 1,400 miles on it, and already you see the surface rust that's building up on that. So one of the things that I like to do is clean these up and then shoot them with black paint. So I wanted to show you real quick here. Here's the before, this is after. And all I had to do was just take a wire brush on the end of a drill and watch this. Cleans up real fast. Obviously I need to put a little bit more effort into it to make it look like this, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. And then after this is done, we'll clean it up with some rubbing alcohol or contact cleaner, just make sure that there's no oils or anything like that on it. And then we'll shoot it with some satin black paint and just make it look real nice. So then once the truck is lifted, it won't be such an eyesore underneath the truck. This is just one of those things that I like to do personally. If you're a truck owner, ask your shop to do it. Pay a little extra, obviously a little bit of labor, but it goes a long ways. That's my suggestion. So Dylan saw that I was over there cleaning my CV shafts. He just brought me the front diff real quick. See the diff real quick. Look at how that looks already, right? Okay, so we're gonna clean that up. We'll paint it up. We're not gonna paint this area. This is all aluminum, so we don't need to paint that. But he comes to me and goes, hey, this is the time that you probably wanna do your center link. And I'm like, yes, let's pull that off. So Dylan, I thank you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. And he's gonna pull off these two. The factory diff mounts, he's gonna pull those off so we can paint those too. I'm getting the extra special treatment today. Okay, here it is. The lift kit is on. Upper control arms are on. What else did we add to it? Ball joint caps. I don't think the ball joint caps are on yet, but the rest of the lift kit is on. The skid plates are on, everything else is on, and we're ready to lower this thing down on the ground and put the 38's underneath it. We'll show you those in a second, but real quick before we lower it down, let's take a walk underneath the truck and let me show you what the lift kit consists of, and then also show you what that diff bracket, the little mount that we had to recess to as well. So let's go take a look. So on this kit, we have a front cross member that lowers the lower control arms down 4 inches. And the reason why I picked this kit was because this kit does not add any track width to the front track width, which is really awesome because I don't want my wheels and tires to poke out any further than what I dictate them to poke out with the wheel selection. So that's one great thing. The other thing too is that this kit will still allow for the multimatic shocks. Those multimatic shocks that come on these AT4X's and ZR2s, I wanted to still utilize those. So those are still there, which is great. And then when we get it down on the ground, we'll show you the working angles and all that stuff. But while it's sitting here, if you notice, again, this is all painted. A little bit extra work, but this is all painted. Earlier you saw how just grimy it looked. Already was getting surface rust. So a little bit of elbow grease and effort, and now that's all painted up real nice and everything. So that all looks good. And let's just walk underneath real quick here. So I wanted to show you the outcome of that little relief cut that we talked about earlier. So right here, you can see, you can barely even, I mean, you don't even see that it's been cut. But like I told you, the diff needed to come down to fit in this new cradle position, which it comes down, and that just needed to be modified. So that's all done, and it's super nice and clean, no issues. I also wanted to show you guys real quick, right here, we've got a skid plate that is covering and protecting the differential. And this kit still allows for all these factory skid plates to still be used. So we have the furthest one back that the AT4X and ZR2s come with. We have the mid that is still used as well. This one that would go right here is obviously voided because the lift kit is in place now. But then over on the front side, we have the splash shield and bumper. I don't know what they're calling this, but everything that goes with the bumper and, you know, continued back, this is still in place as well. So we didn't have to remove this and delete it or anything like that. We're still using this and those other skid plates, so that is a great deal. So out back, we have the multimatic shock still, and then I'm just using the 1 3/4 rear block for this setup because I'm going to be sitting at 4 inches up front, and with that 1 3/4 block, I'm still going to be sitting probably about 5/8 of an inch higher in the rear to just have just a slight amount of rake. So I know there's probably going to be a question of like, hey, we did a 4-inch kit up front, we're only using an 1 3/4 block in the back. The truck came with the factory 1.5-inch block. Here's the thing, these trucks come with rake. They're already as high off the showroom floor. So the 4-inch kit, we're adding 2 more inches to that factory 2-inch, and we're not really adding much other than a 1/4 inch lift in the rear, but we're leveling out the truck. It still has just a little bit of rake, slight rake, nothing aggressive like it was off the showroom floor. So that is why I'm doing it this way. If you're a guy that wants to go a little heavier on the rake or stay with the factory rake, you could add more block in the back, the shims, or go to a total block. For me, this is what I'm doing on my setup. Okay, now for the fun part. We're gonna lower the truck down and we're gonna put the wheels and tires on it. Can't wait to show you guys what it's gonna look like because I'm really excited. They're sitting right over there. I'm gonna wheel one over and we're gonna start putting this together. Come here, come here. Why? Come here. All right, so I've been in this video this whole time, and I want you guys to know that I didn't build this truck. I helped out here and there, but this right here is Dylan McGaughys. This is my man. I've actually known his parents for 20 some odd years now. He's 19. I remember when this guy was youngster, walking around the shop, hanging out. I would show up. Remember the time when I would show up and like you would be like, hey, come check out my Chevelle frame I'm working on and stuff like that. He was a youngster, like 5 years old, tearing apart a Chevelle frame at the shop, at the old shop. But I just wanted to say thanks to this guy because he is very meticulous and he is very well up to speed with doing this stuff. So he's the one that built the truck because he knows what he's doing. He helped design it all. He worked with his dad on it, and I'm stoked. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, hope you like it.
I hope I like it too, because it ain't coming back to do anything else. It's gonna look like this for a while.
Well, it looks good right now.
I wanted to say thanks, and I wanted to introduce him because I know he hasn't been in the video, and I didn't want to act like I did all this. I helped out, I did a few little things, but this is a guy right here that did all the heavy lifting and all the hard work. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Time for the wheels. Oh yeah, don't forget about the camera lady.
No.
Yeah. Come on. No. Come on. What about the camera lady? That's the camera lady. She's been helping out with the camera. They don't even know what you look like because you have your hands on your face. Come on, Moto Days. All right, let's get some wheels and tires underneath this truck because I want to see how it looks and I want to show you guys how it looks. Factory AEV wheels are still going back on the truck. I like the look of these wheels, but we added some 38 1350 by 18 Nitto Ridge grapplers, my favorite tire. We're getting these bad boys on. Okay, so I am using the factory Salta AEV wheels, which are coming out to be an 18 by 9, positive 32 offset, which equals 6.28 backspace, okay? Because of that, the wheel is sucked in too far. So what I did was I called up Bora, which makes wheel spacers. And these are hub-centric. These are built for these HD trucks, whether you have an aftermarket wheel or you have a factory wheel. These right here are a custom cut at 0.58. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna convert, once this is on, it's gonna convert this wheel over to be what would be a common, 18 by 9, 5.7 backspace, which is called like a positive 18 offset. So because of this spacer, we're converting this wheel in, pushing it out 0.58 to get it away from all the internal. Basically, we tried this without the spacer, and this tire does rub on the torsion bar, and the wheel is too close to the tie rod, so we have to run a spacer. So I just want to make everyone aware of that. These came from Bora, and they are specially cut. They make them in a 0.50, but I had them custom cut at a 0.58. And then there's a couple other companies like Scoville Motorsports. They actually have this in a 0.65 thickness. So a couple different options for you. And then when you're doing a spacer like this, because obviously you're running a little bit shorter on your threads for your lugs, I also ordered up from Scoville Motorsports these ET style lugs, extended style lugs. So it has this little ridge right here, this lip that will insert into the wheel itself and provide a little bit more assistance with the threads going down, the lug nut threads going down on the stud. So hope this all helps you guys with this setup. I want to be transparent and help you guys all replicate this if you want to. Okay, it's on the ground. It's got the 38 1350 Nitto Ridge grapplers with that factory Salta wheel. Really the best part of it all, because I don't like stretch out suspension on these HD trucks. Stretching out your suspension does no good. Yeah, you look all cool because you're all higher and everything, but when your suspension's stretched out, you have no droop travel, which then the ride sucks. So check this out. Down here, we've got nice horizontal. I mean, there's a little bit of angle, but definitely even better than what it was factory off the showroom floor. So these tie rod angles, great. CV angles, awesome. And obviously ball joint and control arm angles are all great too as well. My focus was to get a little bit more height out of the truck and not disturb the ride quality. And I want to get better working angles, because this AEV truck, AT4X ZR2 package truck, came with 2 inches of factory lift that already had angles in it. So you can't stretch it out any further. I wanted to add more height to it, so the 4-inch kit was where it was at. You see now the working angles. This truck looks great. Let me know what you think down below. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. We'll be shooting some more content on this truck and showing you guys how we're gonna be using it. But till then, thanks for watching. I'm about to drive home and enjoy this truck.